Hello besties, today we are doing the Bougie Rainbow using a tumbler template. But before then, let me welcome you guys to our YouTube channel. Make sure you follow us on all our social media platforms for everything Misfit Makers, and click that subscribe button for us to make sure you get notified of all new videos. Check out our website, misfitmakers.com, and our Patreon. Okay, let's get started. I am using a 24-ounce plump from the Steel Magnolia in this beautiful print where I've already cut out the template. This vinyl is from the Glitter Guy, and I've already cut the template. It's called Bougie Rainbow, and I will link it in the description or in the supply list if you are in our mentorship group. So I'm using transfer tape here to cover the whole template. As you saw, I cut my template a little deep there, so just make sure you have the right settings. Usually washi tape is the best setting in my opinion, but it all depends on your Cricut blade or other cutter. So I am trimming up my template just to fit like the correct size on the transfer tape. Then I'm gonna fold over just a tiny little tab of the backing. You guys have seen me do it on a lot of tutorials, but this is my favorite way of applying a full wrap. To me, it feels like I get it almost every time when I do this method, but everybody has their own method of doing this. So next, I'm just gonna fold it over and line it up. It's very important that you line it up really good with the little cut lines, because if they don't line up, then your bougie rainbow will be a wonky rainbow. So anyway, once you line it up, you want to stick that little tabby that you left exposed, and you want to use your felt squeegee to roll it onto your tumbler. As you saw, some of mine separated, but it won't make a big deal because we will take that off. So before you completely flatten out the other side, stick it down, you want to go ahead and lift up your transfer tape slowly so you do not lift up any of your template itself. Like I said, you can find this vinyl print at the Glitter Guy. They have some amazing vinyl, and they also have some holographic ones out, so go check that out. Okay, so now we're going to get started with our template. So you want to figure out what kind of print you want to do, or what kind of pattern, you want to do on your template. I decided to do like a glitter vinyl glitter kind of pattern. So I am using an acrylic marker from Arteza, and you can find these on Amazon. They're also linked in my description, and these here are amazing. I'm going to use it as an adhesive. It is so easy to use, especially for these tiny skinny lines. You are able to get right along the line without messing up your vinyl. So I'm going to use, like I said, I'm going to use my glitter. You got to be ready. I was not ready. I was struggling there. But you want to make sure it's nice and wet so your glitter applies to it or adheres to it very, very good. And usually one coat does the trick, but if you feel like one coat is not enough or as vibrant as you want it, you can always go back with Mod Podge and do another coat of glitter right on top of it, just like you would when your normal glittering process. So anyway, again, I am using the marker as my adhesive, and it's doing a great job. This is my first time doing it, and I recommend it 10 out of 10. Also, if you're wondering what this beautiful purple color is, this is Cotton Candy Magic from the Glitter Guy. It has a color shift, and it's just absolutely freaking gorgeous. I am obsessed with it. Okay, so next we're going to go in with our second line. If you see, I left a line of vinyl. This is completely optional. You can absolutely just do glitter, or you can do your stripes a little thicker. If you don't want to go as thin, you can join two of them together. It completely up to you. So the next stripe, I am using this white Arteza marker. I didn't really shake it good. As you see, it's very, very translucent. Make sure you shake your Arteza markers really, really good so you can get the best pigment, but it still worked out great. The color I'm using is Karen from the Glitter Guy. It is a beautiful opal white, And like I said earlier, if you feel like it needs another coat, just wait for this to dry, fluff out the excess, and go in with Mod Podge and apply your second coat. So now again, I'm going to scrape a little bit of that excess glitter as you saw and remove another piece of vinyl. And again, I'm going to go in with Magic Cotton Candy and I'm going to paint it with my Arteza marker. See, this one I shook it really good. So look how pigmented it is. So make sure you're shaking your markers really good. Don't be like me and shake them good. Now we're going to go in with our last stripe here in the color Karen by the glitter guy again and finish this off. I shook my marker a little bit better, so I think my white's gonna be a little bit more pigmented. It's still super translucent, so, well, not as bad, but you get the picture. The more you shake, the better it will be. They're super wet, the markers are, that's why your glitter will stick right to it. Okay, so after you're done glittering, you want to seal your stripes. You don't want that glitter to move. So I'm using Mod Podge and a small little brush, and I'm just gonna cover it up to seal it. You can also spray seal it, but Mod Podge is my preferred method of sealing, and it just ensures it does not move at all. After that dries, I'm gonna go ahead and do a coat of UV. I'm using the Glitter Guys UV. It is one of my favorites, top favorites. I love it, and it goes on super good, and usually one coat, and then she's ready for decaling or whatever your next steps are. I absolutely would not use it as my final step, but definitely works for your first couple layers of resin. As you see here, I am cleaning off my rim. I failed to record that I use an edge trimmer to make that nice straight edge on the bottom of my vinyl. You can find the straight edge cutters on Amazon. I'll link it in the description. So here I am curing for about 5 minutes, and look at that, she's ready to go. So I'm gonna give her a really light sanding. Remember guys, very light sanding. You only have one thin coat of UV. You're just kind of knocking off any big bumps. Next, I've cut out my vinyl stripes. Listen to me well. I didn't account for my cup to grow when I sized these lines. I made these lines to fit the template, but now it has a coat or two of UV, and it has the glitter, it has the vinyl, so of course my cup is a tiny bit thicker. So when you go to make your lines, make them a teensy bit bigger. Even if they are too big, you could always trim them a little bit. Another word of advice, do not remove the whole strip at one time. Remove a little bit at a time off your vinyl piece and then kind of roll your cup with it, because this kicked my butt. This is sped up, but let me tell you, when I was doing this, I was using a lot of 4-letter words. So anyway, I learned from my mistakes. Also, as you notice, I left my bottom of my tumbler bare. You can absolutely glitter it if you want. I like to leave them bare. I just feel it looks like a cleaner look, but any look is good. So here we go. This is another very important step. All these little lines, all this hard work, the last thing you want them to do is to lift up while you're epoxying. So grab your quick coat from CCDIY and very lightly apply a thin coat over your stripes. You can do it all over your cup, it won't hurt it, but I just kind of focus on the stripes, especially where they meet. That's where they tend to want to roll up. So do this, let it dry, and then it's ready for epoxy. So I mix some epoxy here, probably about 20 mLs, and I'm going to apply it to my cup. You can also add a little bit of additive. I believed I added some additive glitter to my cup, kind of to hide any imperfections, like my glitter traveled or any micro bubbles. That is my trick. So anyway, after that, you want to torch it. This is in real time, so you want to make sure you do not stop at any point. You want to go pretty quick. Again, I'm cleaning off my bottom, and I failed to mention I was using Fast Set by CCDIY. I use that, and then I do a final coat. So here she is in all her glory. Thank you so much for all our Patreons. I hope this tutorial was helpful. Make sure you subscribe and follow to all our social medias, and we'll see you again on Friday.